Curious about all things paranormal? Well, you guys are in for a treat. Each week I dig up the top 3 craziest and mysteries right here from our Facebook group. So grab yourself a drink, relax, and get ready to dive into the supernatural with me. Welcome to Top Paranormal Stories of the Week, Episode 8. Looks like we already have some people in the chat spamming links. I can't delete those from here, but just ignore them, please. But I mean, last week we had some interesting stories here, but I think this week we may be able to top it. I'm not sure though. I want to say a quick hello to everyone here. Who do we got? Kevin. Kevin, how you doing today, Kevin? How's it going? Leanne, good morning. Marbles, nice to see you here. But I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm Nick, by the way, and welcome to my 30-minute live stream. So why don't we jump right in to our first submission today. See if we're on the right screen. Yes, we are. Okay. So we're at 242,000 people. That's crazy. So this one, beard keeps getting stuck. So this one comes from Brenda. Brenda Pottymouth, interestingly enough. So my daughter sent me this pic of her husband messing in a fire. Do you see something standing next to him? Can't decide if it's a long dress or a short guy with jeans and a belt with a white shirt. Do you see it, or am I nuts? They live on 13 acres with an old 200-acre farm that was subdivided. Let's take a look at this. So the photo in question. I'm assuming we're looking over here. There is a more zoomed in pic. What are you guys seeing over here? So this is the gentleman. Let's go to the next pic. Okay. Now when I look at this, I see this spot that is illuminated on the ground. And I'm wondering if that is, I don't know. So it looks like something here, but I'm questioning this that is illuminated on the ground. I don't know if maybe that's his cell phone or a flashlight. I don't know if that's something matrixing. What do you guys think in the chat? Leanne says she sees something. Let's see. Leanne, Kevin, Marbles, what do you think about this one? I don't know if this is just something a reflect. No, because it's not too much at night for you. But I'm just, it's always suspicious when you see this, like some sort of light here and then something. If I didn't notice that light on the ground, I don't know. I would be a lot more like, wow, this is something interesting here. I still think it's something interesting. Phoebe, how you doing today? Could be a light from a cell phone. That's what I was thinking. Like they just have like their flashlight on their camera on, or flashlight on from their phone. What are people in the comments saying about this one? This one got a lot of. See, this is the kind of photos I'm here for, not the clearly fake stuff. Nice catch. Looks like a woman in a long white dress with some kind of frilly hat. Sorry, I had to leave for a moment. You're fine. Carrie, how you doing today? Kevin, I'll go back to it for you. It's right here. So this is the one. It's out in the distance right here. And then we see it a little more zoomed in here. But we have this light on the ground from a flashlight. So I mean, I don't want to say a projector, but it's I don't know. Is there anyone here that can, like, do you think like this could project something there? Like, I don't know what else would be there to reflect. Even if there was just light, I don't think light can just make that specific shape there, though. I'm arguing against myself here. I don't know what else are people saying. Woman in a light dress with fairly hair just said that. This is a zoomed in color and brightness change. It's most definitely someone there with him. Great pick. Brandon, how you doing today? Yeah, so this is what they're claiming, that the reflection, or like this image right here next to the guy in the red shirt, is something. But I see this light that's here on the ground, and I'm wondering if that is able to cause some sort of distortion there. But this, I mean, we see like features here on this. I really don't think it's anything unordinary. Okay. That was from Kevin. What else we got here? Looks like a girl in a white dress. See a woman. For projector, it would have to be something to project onto. Yes. Not unless it's like the holographic stuff that they got out in Vegas, but I doubt this guy has access to that right now. The fact that his left arm's color is apparition. Okay, the fact that his left arm is the same color as your apparition. Wait a minute, who is this next to the fire? Was there someone else with them? Do they have a kid? I didn't even... Hold on a second. Might not be able to see it here. No, it's not in this photo because they're zoomed in on it. This right here? Wait, what? I don't know. I think that's just like another, like a log or something. That's true. I forgot about the holoprojector stuff. I don't know if that's... Wait, can I see it on here better? Someone said that this is something right here. Is it more blown up in the comments here? Let's click on it here. So someone already has it zoomed in. Ew. I don't know if that's anything. I think that's just some... I don't know. I think that's just some sticks and a log maybe or something. It's next to the fire. Yeah, I doubt that is an actual person because they would be burning right there. But looking at that, what do you guys think about this? That's a chupacabra. It might be a chupacabra. Look at that. That's a face, right? That's a little mouth right there. That's a little chupacabra mouth. And that's chupacabra hair if I've ever seen it myself. Been a chupacabra expert for the past 20 years, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. It's a little, yeah, that's a chupacabra mouth. No, I don't. I think that's just some sort of log or something. But what do you guys? Brandon says it's chupacabra. What do you guys think about that? Do they have any issue? See, other people are saying this. What is this? Child, man crawling? Man child? It might be a man child. I don't know. Female looks like a kid playing with sticks in a fire. Well, thank you for being here, Tanya. If that was a little kid playing with sticks in a fire, that would be the last time that kid was playing with sticks in the fire because he looks a little bit too close there. All these people are saying looks like a child there too. I didn't even see that first. White dress, was there any smoke? Restriking image. Motion blur and the shine from the light on the ground mixed with smoke already in the air. Ah, okay. Okay. So they're saying that this is the smoke from the fire being illuminated in the air by the flashlight. I think that's a little bit more believable. Kevin says a demon baby. Okay, it might be a demon baby. So playing with six on fire. Yeah, I think that might be what it is. That might be what it is here. So we're talking the smoke. Yeah, maybe. We're trying to like make sure this is paranormal because once we eliminate everything, I like this one. Thank you, Brenda Pottymouth, for that story. Let me go back here. And maybe, yep, agreed. All right. Let me copy this for you guys here. If you would like to look at that later. And let's go to our next one. Okay. All right, this comes from Lexus Lonnie. Make sure this is in frame. Okay. So I believe there is something in my apartment. Though activity just started, I moved in my apartment 9 months ago in January, and there was some activity, but not much. There was this one spirit that stood out I called the crawler. They came from the second bedroom closet and would crawl all over, and now they are very active. Yesterday night, I forgot to clean up some incest ash in the floor, and this morning I noticed there were footsteps near the kitchen. The ashes were in the living room, and one footstep looked like a toddler, but then changed to what looks like a hoof with small claws. I have left baby powder on the floor in case I get more tracks. If I do, I will be contacting a paranormal investigator or someone. Whoa. Whoa. Sounds like my apartment. Posted about that? Yeah, it was haunted. What do you think about that one? Yeah, I read that one. Yeah, that is cool. Sorry, not cool. That is very interesting. Oh no, it doesn't sound good. Gosh, what size incest do you use to cover footsteps? That is true too. Are they burning like a huge? Well, I guess if you have a really active home, do you not take any pics of it? That's a good. I like to see that. I did, but it's faint and it's hard to see. Is why I left baby powder for a clear glimpse. Did anything show up in the baby powder? We haven't heard anything yet. Sage isn't always the best answer. What's your opinion on that one? Some sage is meant to call in spirits. Research first before using any sage. Could be coming from a neighbor's. I go to the finding paranormal investigating team or psychic medium. Yeah, Carrie said they'd be horrifying. I've read somewhere that a lot of sage, you need to figure out exactly where it comes from, because that could impact the cleansing of itself. So if you got it from someone, I guess that has this negative vibe about them and making, gathering the sage, that it could impact it. I don't know if you guys ever heard that or have any experience with that or know about that. Kevin, needs photo video. Yes, it does. I would say so. Even if it isn't the best, like, I'd like to see it. I mean, people post a lot of stuff in here, and this one I would really want to see some additional evidence with that. Sages know what's are scary. You need a medium. I don't always, Okay. All right. That's an interesting one. I will post this one too in case anyone wants to comment on there. Ask them any follow-up questions. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Oh, anonymous participants. I gotta be careful here. I don't hover over their name. All right. Oh, this is a long story. I remember this one. This is a very long story, so buckle up for this one. This has been happening to us for the past 2 years, almost 3. We moved from the Pacific Northwest to the beautiful desert of New Mexico. Beautiful. We bought 10 acres and are really happy with the move. Didn't know at the time that 3 places were for sale at the same time due to the owners dying within 2 months of each other. So new people across the street, new person to the west of us, and of course, us. When we bought our place, we were given a copy of the previous owner's death certificate. She passed from cancer. We have huge old rose bushes in front, and my spouse was cleaning them up and putting new rocks around them. He dug up a jar that said, "Do not eat MMM's ashes." Okay. Kind of odd, but he put them back and covered them up since someone took the effort to bury her there. 6 months later, my husband was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. He's been going through treatment from radiation to chemo and now back to radiation. We started smelling cigarette smoke in the halls. We don't smoke in the house ever. When he started chemo, he had a horrible reaction, was really out of it. When the worst passed, he said a woman was asking him when she died. He talked about crawling through the fence, and we don't have a fence. So much more. And after this, we started having streaks sliding down the master bedroom walls. Would clean it up, smelled like tobacco. It would come back about once a week. Started seeing a really big yellow cat walking in the hall. We don't have a cat. Our 2 doxies bark like crazy in the halls sometimes, making posts too. That is a lot to go over there and cover. There's a lot of things in there. And what do you think about that? There is more to this story in the comments here. But as for now, what do you guys think about that story to start? Interesting. What is do you think the the 4 M's mean something else, or was that just a name? I don't know. Let's see some more here. Can you guys see this? No. Okay. By the way, I smudge every time we bring something new home, especially when purchased from estate sales or garage sales, etc. The weirdest thing is the streaks of what looks like nicotine coming down the walls in our master bath. No kidding, I've used Simple Green, Mr. Clean, and numerous other cleaners, and it just comes back. Odd for sure. You've seen something like that in that, what was that one Zach Bagans movie or documentary that he made about the place in Indiana where like that slime or something was coming down the walls. It was like oily, and like they like even the cops and stuff saw that too. But tobacco? We got more here. Okay. Okay. So far there's been no harm. Frankly feel they were here before us and will probably join them at some point. Okay. The big yellow cat is the only thing kind of concerning. We talked to the neighbor who was friends with the woman who lived here, and she told us that the yellow cat lived across the street, not here. She said, though, that the lady who lived here would leave food out for the local critters. We have 2 neighbors who have been here more than 20 years, and they have both told us of sightings of dark-skinned soldiers. The lights from across the road, and we find shards of native pottery and crystals in the ground when we turn the dirt. We live 5 miles from the nearest town on a very closed street with only 6 properties on it. The smallest is 2.5 acres. We have 10, which is the largest. At one time, it was all one piece. We have a mountain less than 3 miles away, and especially in the fall, we see strange lights, and our pups will have hissy fits at times. Nice little spooky tale, but too many explainable things and just a couple of weird add-on bits. That's from Kevin. Yeah, that's true. Leanne, yeah, I've seen that with Zach. Love his work. But I mean, all these things happening all together, I don't know. There have been properties that I've even investigated where, the things like that happening. There's too many coincidences. At some point, you have to think like, wait a minute, something isn't adding up here. But again, all these could be explainable. Do we have any other comments from here? Okay. Oh, she's got more. She's got more. The neighbors across... Is this on there? Okay. The neighbors across from us have things in their barn move from place to place. Okay. They haven't said anything about the yellow cat, but their horse has issues at times. They've seen the movement where the Buffalo Soldier camp was and have called us when they've seen lights on the mountain. They've also found pieces of really old pottery. Their niece just moved in with them. She's high school age. She said she feels odd movement when she's out in the stable. The neighbor to the west of us works out of state, so he isn't there very often. We all look out for his place since we're kind of close to the Mexico border and do have issues now and then. We've seen huge lights moving around the back of the place just as it's getting light outside. He laughs and says he talks to the lady who used to live there, and she was unhappy when he started remodeling, but now she's okay with it. Her husband passed there about 8 or 9 years ago. She passed around the same time as the person who owned our place. They were all really close friends. We are now really close to the two people who bought there. We all take turns watching each other's places when I was gone for a bit. So now when you think about the humidity, this is from Brandon. Oh, Leanne, I'd be moving fast. Yeah, you might. The humidity from hot showers in a bathroom, especially without a good fan, can cause the tobacco residue on the walls to run down with the condensation. Well, this isn't in their bath. I think this was in their master. Was it in the master bath? We started. Oh yeah, the master bathroom walls were cleaned up, smell like tobacco. You got to think they might have cleaned it though. I don't know if they, but they said they don't. We'll clean up. They said they don't smoke though. The tobacco residue in the walls. I lived in an apartment with old tenants used to smoke. That's true. Old tenants used to smoke when I'd shower. The walls would have gross yellow stains on them. And I cleaned them. Smells like tobacco. Brandon had exactly the same thing. If someone once lived in a home with heavy smoker, you're going to be able to smell cigarette smoke for a very, 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 very long time. That is also true. So yeah, everything. There's some things that are explainable. Yeah. But Arizona is so close to the spot from. Why am I blanking on the show? Skinwalker Ranch. Is that near Arizona? No, that's Utah. But it's all around the border there. Arizona, I mean, you've seen the Phoenix Lights. So a lot of things like that. I love all the UFO stuff. So we can get a whole story into that. But would love to see her place more investigated. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'd like to see that. Okay, I will share this one in case you guys want to comment on there. Give her some encouraging words. Maybe say, your place may not be haunted. I wouldn't worry. I think we have enough time for one more. Let's take a look at this one. This is a little backup. The only thing is, that's the only thing I could explain in that post, Brandon said. You don't want to freak her out. You might put in there some encouraging words like maybe this is explainable. Maybe not. You don't have to worry too much, or do a deep clean of the house. Maybe some new paint. This comes from Jerry Burns. So a lot of people. So let's go through this story. I'm going to read this word for word. Here's a true story. You can post it or not. When my brother died over 2 years ago, I'm sorry to hear that. He came in and talked to me after his death. He had a son by another woman. What we got here? Just followed on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Need my glasses to see the name. It's tiny on the computer right now, but I appreciate that over Twitch. He came down and talked to me after his death. He had a son by another woman, which was stillborn. Oh my gosh. I don't know why. I don't know this. My family did. They didn't want to tell me. Okay. He named him Wyatt Burns. I went to his funeral and told his widow wife that my brother had a son by another woman before he got with you, and told her his name. She looked at me and said, "Who told you?" I said, "Alan did." He told me a lot of other things you and my family weren't going to tell me. I'm the black sheep of the family, the oddball of the family. I was at the funeral setting, sitting next to my second older sister's ex. It's a mouthful. Todd. She didn't show up. The lights in the funeral home started flickering. I looked at him and said, "There's Alan." He laughed and said, "I believe it." Then they were flickering when the oldest sister and her so-called preacher boyfriend showed up. They are evil people, and that's no joke. The lights started flickering real fast. It was crazy. There was no way lights could have done that. I've done electrical and troubleshooting. They had to shut off the lights. When my brother came to visit me after his death, he's seen the truth about them. I was told Todd they were good friends. My niece called me Todd was her stepdad. This is the first time I talked to her in over 15 years. She knows now I'm not really the bad guy my family said I was. Thank you for your time again. Okay. So trying to go over that post. Never tell anyone, never to share a story. I'm going to try to. So he went there, and his brother showed up to the funeral. So the lights were flickering on and off. Have you ever had that happen to you where you can't explain the level of that? There's been times where I've had the yeah, there just seemed like I have a lot of family issues there. There's been times where I've had some electrical anomalies, some of them explainable by just a simple light bulb change, but the fact that he claims he was an electrician, has done work on that stuff, and says that him saying for someone to be in that field and saying I've never seen that, or that doesn't normally happen, that raises an eyebrow there. But yeah, like Leanne said, that seems to be a lot of family issues there. And I'm glad they were able to come in afterwards and know that he wasn't the bad guy after all. So I appreciate you sharing that, Jerry. Do copy here. Post that in the group. All right. And you know what? I was 2 minutes late. I'll go do one more. All right. This is from Jolene Matheson. Okay. I had an experience in 2017. I've had many over the years, but this is the one time I managed to capture it on video. Unfortunately, the quality became distorted when watched on newer technology, so I won't bother posting the video. Oh, come on, share it. But I will share my experience. I would like to hear other similar stories if possible. I had come home one evening after being out with my boyfriend at the time. The door of my bedroom cupboard had come off previously, so I was able to see inside. One of the coat hangers was moving slowly back and forth on its own. It did this for about half an hour before it stopped. I recorded part of it on my phone and sent it to a few people who were able to see what I saw. My atheist boyfriend tried to explain it away, but eventually gave up and said he can't explain it. The windows were closed, and it was a cold night. I did have a fan heater on, but it was too far away to make the coat hanger move, and it would also have been only moving in one direction if that was the case. It wasn't an oscillating fan. All right, let's dissect this here. I don't think that's completely true, because I think if the fan or the heater was moving, it wouldn't, it would, unless it was like going like this the whole time, it had to have been moving back and forth, and that would cause, the movement of that. So it was a cold night, had the heater on. That was the only thing that was on, the fan heater. But even those, I don't think those create too big of a... Where did I have baseboard heating? I'm trying to remember if we had anything that would move, like the curtains would move from it. Does anyone have any experience with that? Where like the fan heater itself would move? I don't really remember if they're that... We do have a fan heater down there, and it would move. It wasn't an oscillating? It wasn't an oscillating fan. So, I mean, if it was completely steady on it, it could cause that to move. Kevin, the other one, this one is believable to me. I agree with that. Phoebe says, yes, one more. But what do you guys think about this one? I don't know. I want to see the video. I'd like to see the video. I mean, we have... Phoebe says, brings back memories. I had a scary fan from my bedroom. Was there more coat hangers and one moving? That's a good question. Let's ask. Let's ask. Can't hurt to ask. Copy this one and send it to you guys too. I lived in one. lived in one of many haunted houses, and I had a beaded curtain that was swinging on its own. Underground rivers attract energies of sorts, spirits like water. Why would it stop after a half an hour if the fan was still going? Yes. Let me edit this. Also, was the fan still on after the hanger stopped? There we go. There were a bunch and one was moving, then that would be strange. Oh, yes, I would like to see the video itself. I don't really care about the quality of the video because I've had that happen where you switch phones and they keep going. So that was Leanne, that was a good question. So we'll wait to hear from her. Her, right? Yeah, Jolene. Okay, we'll wait to hear from her. Was someone trying to get your attention? Possibly. Not long after my dad passed, I was talking to my sister and I was home alone. No breeze, no air blowing, and the chain on my bedroom fan started swaying. I told my sister about this and my chain stopped and hers started. Only lasted a few minutes, but it was uneasy. Wow. That reminds me of the day my grandpa passed away. His hat was at my mom's house, and it was on a hat rack. And her not knowing anything, he passed in the night. She woke up in the morning and found his hat, so that the trash can was right underneath the hat bin or the hat rack. The hat was in the trash can, and she woke up and she saw it there and didn't think anything of it. Put it back on the wall, and come to find out he had passed away. And I just thought that was a very strange coincidence that it was, it's been up there for so long. And the night that he passed away, it ends up in the trash, or it ends up knocked off and just happened to go in the trash can. Very, very interesting. But yes, very good questions. Let's see here. But so I also want to see, do you guys, is anyone in here would be interested in like scary games or anything like that? I was thinking of maybe trying to play some creepy games or something on one of these streams just to see what if anyone likes that kind of stuff in the group here. Thought that'd be interesting, maybe playing one. I'm curious as to what the criteria that you met for an entity in the spirit realm to be able to influence the real physical realm. That's an interesting question. I'm wondering if they have to be on a certain plane of existence. Maybe it's that one. Maybe it is that realm when they pass. There's some sort of time where they're able to interact, but I don't think we'll be able to know now. OMG, I never win at games, especially the scary ones. They'd be very creepy, Leanne. Carrie, that'd be so cool. Emily, hey, how you doing today? Yeah, I mean, I might throw on maybe a little horror game if anyone's, I jump and I get scared way more easily. So you guys might find that actually funny. It won't be funny for me, but it's an interesting question, Brandon, though. And I don't know when we'll be able to find that out, if so in this life. But that's why we do these shows, to try to uncover if maybe someone had an experience like this, or maybe we can try to piece these stories together and try to figure this out. When I was in the astral plane, I couldn't interact with anything in the physical realm. Maybe because you were still technically alive, because you were doing the astral projection. But I think, well, it has to be different when you're no longer, because you were still tethered to your physical body. And I think once you're separated from your physical body, maybe you're able to do things. But if you are able to move things physically in that realm, that's when I would be scared in there, because something might not be right. I don't know. But that is interesting to ponder over. But that is going to bring us to an end to this little live stream. If you liked what you saw so far, maybe hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And click that little notification bell so you never miss out when we go live. And also, if you're new here, check out last week's, not next week, you're not from the future. Check out last week's content where we attempt to unravel other mysteries from the group. And don't forget to stay curious and keep seeking the truth. Thank you again for everyone for being here. And you had your options where you wanted to go, and you chose to be here, and I really appreciate that. One last thing here. No, have a good night, everyone. That's from Carrie. That's a good point. My physical body was still alive and very well. We need some other brave soul, not me, to experiment more with the astral projection. That is true. We'll find someone to do that. Bye, Nick. Thanks for everyone stopping here. Came Blade, voted for you. Did you win? No. So they keep doing those tiers for that voting thing. I guess they keep going every week until they get to the last people. But I really appreciate everyone voting for me for that contest too. Super fun today, Phoebe. Thank you. Keep the conversation going in the comments and tag me for a chance to be featured. And stay tuned for more Beyond the Hub podcast. See you soon and take care, everyone.